I promise that in the second part I'm going to share practical recommendations for non-native speakers, and I'm going to share exercises that I do myself and that we do during my public speaking courses with clients.
One second, you got it, and then it's out the door. Some people, they're waiting for the next thing.
Number one, people don't really realize what they look like when they present in a second language. They actually don't want to see it. For me, it's the most frustrating part of the work, as well as for the participants. But if you have no idea what you sound like, and if you cannot even hear what you're saying, it's going to be very difficult for you to prepare for a presentation in English, and especially to get very good at spontaneous presentations in English. The number one exercise I recommend to everyone is start recording yourself. Give mini presentations in front of your own phone camera, record yourself, and watch it.
Watch it.
Don't watch it the same day. You can watch it the minute after you finished recording, but I would say watch it the next day, or watch it a couple days later, or watch it a week later. Keep a file with all your recordings. Today, no one is shy to take a selfie anymore, but people are still very uncomfortable when someone is filming them. And usually, in business, especially if you present at a conference, there will be someone who will be filming you. And I work with executive teams and sales teams, and when people present, their bosses film them just to give them a lesson, or to watch their recording together later, or maybe to teach the junior team. There will be someone who is recording you, but for you it's a very good exercise to actually understand what people see when they look at you.
And what?
The problem I see all the time is that people don't want to watch their videos. They find it very difficult to look at themselves, but actually what you see in the recording is what other people see every day anyway.
Oh my God!
And you have to accept it. Most people hate their voice when they hear it. They say, oh no, it's not my voice, please delete it. It's not me, please delete it. I hate my voice, I hate my image on the video.
I hate it.
But it's you. And step number one towards confidence in public speaking is accepting that this is you and people already see you this way. And you have to learn to look at it too and to accept it. This is me, this is what I look like, and it's okay. This is my voice, this is what it sounds like, and it's okay. Probably you will see something you would like to improve, that's okay, but it's very important to understand how other people see us. People focus so much on the technical aspects, on what they want to say, that they're missing this point completely. What do other people see when they look at me? And most importantly, what do other people feel when they look at me? If you feel anxious, if you feel nervous, if you don't feel confident, everybody in the room will feel it, even if you have learned your presentation by heart. Absolutely.
That's an interesting theory.
So, no one today is shy to take a selfie any longer, right? People do it everywhere. It doesn't matter if people are around, but people still find it very difficult to record themselves. You simply take your phone, you turn the selfie camera on, and you give a mini presentation to yourself. Start with something as short as 15 seconds. You can tell yourself about your day, you can practice the upcoming business presentation, you can practice a telephone call with a client, or maybe you want to plan a telephone call with a client that's coming up tomorrow. But start doing this regularly and start with very, very short videos. You don't even need me or a teacher or anyone to learn from this exercise. As soon as you start watching your own videos, you will learn so much about yourself that you haven't seen before. Please just don't do this, okay? So what many people do, oh my God, this is terrible. I don't want to look at it. And they never look at it.
Please don't do this.
You want to look at it, and you want to look at it when you're not so emotionally attached to the video any longer. This is why I'm saying watch it a week later, watch it 2 weeks later, keep a file so that you can come back to the recordings you did 3 weeks ago or a month ago. The first step is acceptance, so please accept yourself the way you are. Practical recommendation number 2, you want to learn to formulate your ideas very clearly. This is connected to the previous one because when you do the first exercise, when you start recording yourself, you want to pay attention to how much can you formulate in 15 seconds or 30 seconds. For many non-native speakers, naturally do not have enough vocabulary to express their ideas as clearly as they would like. And they have to say a lot in order to arrive at something they want to explain or formulate. Very often it seems to them that they have been speaking for 2 minutes only, but in fact it's been 10. This can be very tiring and exhausting for those people who are listening because they're waiting until you're going to make a point. And this exercise helps you work on clarity, brevity, and timing. Step number 1. Watch your 15-second presentations and honestly ask yourself, how much am I able to deliver in 15 seconds or 30 seconds? If you're preparing for a phone call with a client, is 30 seconds enough? Well, if not, then time yourself. Simply start talking to your camera. Don't pay attention to the timer, simply start talking. And when you're done talking, rehearsing your conversation with a client, press pause or stop.
Stop.
And look at the timer. And you're gonna learn how much you actually need. So let's say it took you 3 minutes, 50 seconds. You wanna watch the video, you want to analyze it and remove all the clutter. Maybe there were filler words such as, maybe, you wanna remove all that, see how much shorter the video becomes. Then you probably want to transcribe your own video. This is the powerful exercise, I would say one of the most powerful exercises I know. What you're gonna do is you're gonna transcribe your own video and write down every word that you said while you were rehearsing your conversation with the client. Then you can look at your own thoughts in the written form and you're gonna see how you think. It's very powerful. And I'm gonna just let you know it's not very comfortable. All of these exercises are not very comfortable, to be honest.
I'm not comfortable with this.
So what is comfortable and what is pleasant is the result you're getting out of it. However, the results are amazing. You want to look at what you have written, at the way you think, and it's a lot easier when you have this written down because now you can see it, and now you want to take a pen and remove all the clutter one more time. You're going to look at the things that don't need to be there, and you're only going to leave the things that need to be there. And you want to make sure that your sentences are short. If you see that you have long sentences, shorten them. Another pattern that I see a lot with non-native speakers is that they begin their sentence and then halfway through the sentence they understand, oh, that was a bad idea. So they stop there and they start their sentence again. And their speech is full of sentences that they started and forgot to finish. When you transcribe your own video, you can see if you're actually doing this. And if you see that you started one idea and then you jump right to another idea, you want to make sure that you either finish it or you get rid of the sentence completely and you start anew. What you need to do is you need to edit your thoughts on paper. And then you want to read them out loud. I have a wonderful video about this exercise, how you need to read out loud to get better at public speaking. Click here to watch the video and you're going to learn how you want to read out loud. The next step is you read this out loud and you record yourself again. And then you compare the two recordings and see what it's going to look like. You're going to like it, believe me. It's painful, it's not very comfortable, but you're going to like the result because this is the only way you learn. I'm showing you the self-correcting algorithms of how you think in a foreign language. Because if you really want to master spontaneous presentations in business, or it doesn't really matter, spontaneous presentations in a second language, especially in business, you want to learn how to be spontaneous. There will be a lot of situations when people ask you things you don't expect, and there will be a lot of situations when you simply will not have the time and opportunity and ability to learn everything by heart, to prepare everything in advance. There will be so many situations where you just have to react like this. You have to speak, and whatever you say has to make sense. So you want to learn the way you think, and you want to learn, most importantly, to edit the way you think. Once you start doing this exercise, magic will happen, trust me. Recommendation number 3 is you want to learn to connect your ideas, but again, it all comes together. So I'm actually describing to you different stages of the same exercise, which is big, which is recording yourself and transcribing whatever you say. When you look at your thoughts in the written form, you want to make sure that your ideas are connected, logically connected, and that you use enough connectors and words such as moreover, however, or it doesn't really have to be those words, but you need to make sure that your ideas are logically connected so people can easily follow your thought process. And the last recommendation is, of course, you want to learn more words. You want to expand your vocabulary to make sure that native speakers don't need to struggle understanding you. You want to make sure that you don't need to say a bunch of unnecessary words to express one simple idea, especially if there is one word in English for this idea. And the reason why non-native speakers need more time when they present in a foreign language is because they're looking for words and they're trying to describe and explain concepts they know how to say in their first language, but they don't know the specific words in English or in their second language. I have another video on how you can learn more words, because there is one very simple exercise you can do that. You simply learn to listen, and I don't sit down and I don't do anything specific to learn new words. I simply listen to native speakers and I make sure that I pick the ones I like and I immediately start using them. That's it. That's how I learn new words.
Wow.
But yes, you want to focus on vocabulary. And for this, you need to see a lot of good examples, a lot of good presentations. You need to read a lot in English. So ask yourself, what are you reading currently? What are you watching in English? What good examples are you looking at? This is where you're going to learn your vocabulary. I'm going to wrap up this video because it's been a lot. Non-native speakers can absolutely deliver powerful, brilliant presentations. Unfortunately, I see this a lot with Russian speakers, that they don't feel confident enough and they don't feel comfortable enough with themselves.
Oh, yes.
So accepting the way you look and the way you sound is number one. Knowing that people are not going to judge you is number two. Because why people fear public speaking? Because they fear judgment. When you present in front of people who don't speak your first language, and you can't really read their feedback, their facial expressions, it can be very uncomfortable, and you might be thinking in the middle of your presentation, what am I saying? Am I saying the right thing? Do they understand me? Yes, no. So all these doubts that eat a lot of energy. This is why the exercise that I'm sharing, they're going to save your energy and they're going to make sure you can generate enough energy right here inside yourself to feel confident enough in front of any audiences who speak any language. Well, you have to make sure that they all understand English if you're going to present in English, but it's very important that your confidence comes from within, and you don't need anyone to give you energy or to depend on anyone to feel more confident. This is your job, and you do it by doing these simple exercises, by editing the way you think, and of course by practicing. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.